This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
We're here in Mezhybizh at the Shul of Rabbi Yisroel Heschel, the Apta Rav. Rather, the Apta Rav was a descendant of the original, the Rebbe of Heschel of Krakow. So he says something on Megillas Esther, literally one of the most astounding things I ever heard. He has a kasha. Esther tells Achashverosh like this: Ki nimkarnu ani ve'ami lahashmid laharag li'abed. I was sold, me and my nation, to be utterly obliterated. But then she throws in, Ve'ilu la'avadim mishpachos nimkarnu echarashti. If the only thing Haman wanted to do is buy us as slaves, I would have kept silent. But now that he wants to kill us, now I have to say something. So the Rebbe of Heschel asks, who asked Esther to say, and if he would have tried to sell us as slaves, I would have been quiet. What's that got to do with the price of tea in China? Haman wants to kill them, so she should ask, please save our skin. Why is she even implying that if the only thing he wanted to do was sell them, he doesn't want to sell them? It's not negay, it's not relevant. Why does Megillah write this? Why would Esther say this? So says the Apta Rav, he heard the following in the name of Rav Shrira Goin, and as far as I know, this is not reported anywhere else. Rav Shrira Goin, not a Rishon, a Goin. That there were once two brothers, and their father had the Sefer Torah written by Ezra HaSofer himself. And the father died. And now B'Yerusha, the two brothers, they each want the Sefer Torah of Ezra HaSofer. So they went to a Din Torah, and the Din Torah was like this: they should make a goyrol, like in this week's Parsha, Ach b'goyrol yechalek. Whoever gets the Torah gets the Torah, whoever doesn't get the Torah gets everything else of the father. But the brothers were very upset, because to them the Sefer Torah was worth more than Kamotzei Shel Rav. So one brother got the Torah, and the other brother got all the money, and the brother that got all the money was B'tsar Gadol, that he wasn't Zocheh to get the Torah. There was a priest in the city. It echoed him to no end that somebody should be upset that they didn't get a Torah and they only got money. It bothered him that somebody wouldn't want money. So the priest dressed up, not like a werewolf this time, but the priest dressed up like a Yid. And when nobody's looking, he went into the Shul, he opened up the Aron, he took out the Sefer Torah, and by the pasuk va'avadetem es Hashem lekeichem uveirach es lachmecha, he took out a pen, took out a marker, he erased the ayin of va'avadetem to serve Hashem, and he wrote chas Hashem v'ibadetem with an aleph. Now they weren't up to that parsha. Many weeks pass, and they get to the Sefer Torah, they get to the parsha va'avadetem, and the Baal Koreh, he has to take off his glasses. What's going on? And they call up the Rav. And the brother who got the Sefer Torah had Chalisha Sadas. First of all, it's puzzle. Second of all, even if they fix it, then it's not the Sefer Torah of Ezra HaSofer anymore. So the brother was like, he was literally going to die because of Agmas Nefesh. He lost all the money and he doesn't have a Sefer Torah. He had a dream. The father came to him in a dream. And the father said, tomorrow morning go to the shul, look under the table. And by the way, the learning that we're doing now should be Refuah Shalema for Danielle, Bas, Charles, and Lucy. And you'll see why I'm mentioning that now. The father said, you're going to look under the table, and you're going to see the eye of the Kaimer. And secondly, don't worry, Ezra HaSofer is going to come fix the Sefer Torah. The Kachava, he goes to shul the next day, and the ayin of the Sefer, the ayin of the Kaimer was under the table. And the Sefer Torah was kosher. That's the end of the story. Said the Apta Rav, now we could say Pshat, now we understand the story of Megillas Esther. Haman was a smart man. He knew he couldn't tell Achashverosh to be able to destroy the Jews. All Haman said is, Im ala melech toiv, yikasev, le'abedam, with an ayin. He said, let's just enslave the Jews and sell them as avodim, Haman says to Achashverosh. So Achashverosh signed off. Once Achashverosh signed off, says the Apta Rav, Haman took his marker and he changed the ayin from yikasev le'abedam to yikasev le'abdam with an aleph. So Esther tells the king, Ki nimkarnu ani ve'ami, we were sold lahashmid la'roig u'li'abed, If it would have just been like Haman actually wrote, Hecherashti, but you don't understand, Haman changed the ayin to an aleph. So says the Apta Rav, based on this story you heard from, in the name of Rav Shiur Gaon, we now understand the story of Megillas Esther. So we hope that all the soinim, their einayim, should be nisabed, and all those who need refuah be'einayim, the Rebbeinu Shalom should be merapeh them b'soy shar chalei Yisrael. Shkayach.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.